Hello, Markee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode of the EVE Online 30-Day Challenge. So, today we are going to talk a little bit about Somer Blink, and so someone posted something in chat today that looked very interesting, and I'm gonna bring it up here in just a second. Let me bring on the guys on TeamSpeak. Hello, guys. How are you today?
Fine. Hello, Marcus.
Hello.
Hey, Marcus.
Hey, Bella. Nice to see you here today. We got Dave, IT Paladin, Dark Raven, and Wes Is it Magyar?
Correct.
Okay, so now let me bring up this website. Wes, you posted a link in our Twitch chat that had something very interesting in it. It has it's like this site that talks about Somer Blink, and I don't know. It's like the Truth Exposed or something like that. Do you have any affiliation with this site, or were you just posting it because you found it of interest?
No, I have no affiliation with it. I originally saw this stuff about Blink when they did the last Alliance tournament. They had a bunch of commercials for it, and I went and checked it out. Lost a lot of ISK, even on some of the Blinks where I had like a good majority of the tickets for, and like the one other person in it won. And I just started digging around, and I found this site, and it has some pretty compelling evidence in it.
So now I don't know how Somer Blink is going to feel about this because they're a sponsor of the show. But in all fairness, I think that this is the first time I've seen this. I read this page, and I just I wanted to talk a little bit about what it is that that is perceived or is bad about it.
Well, if you look at some of the information on this site, there's some pretty compelling stuff on here. Like I said, they list like some of the stuff like shills, if you don't know what a shill is like when you do a scam, the shill's like a fake person who like wins. An example they give, if you go to the fake players link on the beginning of that site, it shows like a Princess Dark Knight who's supposedly been playing Blink since August of 2011. And if you can actually go in the game and show info on the character, and the character was created May of 2012.
Now, is it? Let me just play devil's advocate on this information here. In EVE Online, if I create a character that is of whatever name, we'll call her Princess Dark Knight, and then I decide I'm done playing, and I delete my character. Is it possible to delete your characters in EVE?
Yes, actually it is. But there's, like I said, there's multiple instances of this if you look around. That's just one example.
But is it possible that someone deletes the character and then that name is freed up and somebody else makes it later?
Yes.
Okay.
But what are the odds, though?
What are the odds? Well, at least with the Markee Dragon name, people do it to me all the time.
Yeah, but what
that's
are the odds for a random character to be copied to a complete other person with the same name, basically?
Yeah.
I've got my character name for 15 years now. I haven't seen anyone with it.
Well, most people, most names are unique. Or you get unique quite quick whenever you make it the first time and you realize everybody else is running around with the same name. So you change your name. So, okay. And then,
Well, and then you get into other things where there's like the shill players. If you go to that link, there's a whole bunch of characters. Where like characters have won like 4 trillion ISK and Blinks, and they've only been playing for like a month.
Well, I can. Okay. So.
And they've won an absurd percentage of them, and so on.
Well, I can tell you that my experience is starting out. I was pretty down on my winnings. I mean, I wasn't. I was just feeling very unlucky, let's say, and but then I hit two in a row, and that pushed me back up over to where I was in the winnings again. And I know that odds and stuff like that. That some people are going to have just insane looking luck, while others are in the poorhouse because of it. Do you feel that Blink as a entity or service here in Eve is detrimental to the community?
In some respects, yes. I mean, because they wouldn't be in business if they weren't making tons of ISK, and I mean, and it also is out of game transactions. So it's kind of iffy. But I know that I've known a few people who have played it, and quite a few people, and no one I've known has actually won anything serious. I mean, most of them have either at best broke even. I had one friend who actually won like a Tengu. But I mean, for the most part, everything that I've seen has been people losing.
Let me. I wonder what my winnings are at here.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is gambling, and who knows? I mean, they may be corrupt enough to have flagged you to actually win more because you're sponsored by them.
Well, I would say that that they got a lot of negative attention from me. Let me see if I have it on this other page here. I don't want to log in live. I would say that that it was not favorable looking on them when I started, because I lost a lot, and and even with the free 100 million ISK.
Well, sometimes you can, like something I was pointing out, one of the things you can check out, like I even noticed this myself, like I went to their page where they show all the different blinks, and I saw like the same three people winning constantly. At least when I was viewing it, there was like two or three players that were winning a bunch of different blinks, and they were buying like the same couple of spots on the deal. Now, like this was like a year ago, so maybe it's different now. But that was the last time I messed with it. I sunk probably 700 million ISK in it and didn't win a thing, and that's when I got suspicious.
Right. Well, okay. So let me just say that, and I've said this many times before you even came on the show, that I am strongly against gambling, and that the only reason that I participated in Summer Blink is because it uses fake money. Now I realize that that we can, do things like buy, whether you buy through them and then it goes and you buy Plex or Game Time through their link, and then it goes to my store, and you end up with a 200 million credit on each one you buy. Whether it's that way or whether it's where you could just go and buy the Plex. And then deposit the ISK into their system, and it it can have some real world interaction there. And
and if someone's addicted to gambling, they'll go that route if they can.
Well, I can tell you that that I did encounter something pretty interesting yesterday. I had to speak with a customer yesterday who was buying a fair amount of ETC, and they said that it was for their wife who she was buying it through them to get the 200 million. Now I see ink saying, yeah, 200 million 60-day code. That's the ones that sell the most ink, is the 200 million or the 60-day codes. almost nobody pays for the 30s. But the he was like, yeah, she goes through this, and then she buys the codes from you, and then she converts them into ISK in the game, which she deposits in Summer Blink. And so, I thought about those things. I actually, before I moved here to Florida, I lived in Biloxi, Mississippi for about a year, which is a big gambling town on the Gulf Coast. And I know that there's certain things that happen in a gambling area, that there's higher crime, that there are people who are spending money on gambling who shouldn't be, and everything. But at the same time, for most people who are just playing in game and not doing it through buying ETC, and then if they want to blow their earnings in EVE on this, do you see any issues with that? Does that harm anything at all?
Well, it may harm them personally, but I mean, the only thing I can say is it takes ISK out of the game economy. I don't know what Blink does with their winnings, but I don't know. I'm not a big proponent of gambling, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's moving money around in the EVE economy.
Here's something really interesting. Is that we actually did some research on Blink before talking to them about sponsoring the show, and they are one of the highest name recognition entities in the game, and they're very highly respected, and a lot of people have very positive attitude toward them. I do know that they do a lot of community events. We had Androv on maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago from he's one of the operations people at Summer Blink, and they said that they do a lot of community service things that some of them are behind the scenes, but they've got several things that they donate to on a very regular basis that they fund that are more like community events. So I do know that they do some of that with their winnings. I have no clue how much money they have. I can tell you that I suspect that they're the ones who put the 60 billion bounty on me.
I would be surprised.
Because it happened while Androv was on the show. But there are a lot of people who I see in here that just have some amazing statistics in how much they've spent and won and everything. So. I
mean, like I said, the thing that originally got me suspicious was just the fact that I lost all at ISK, and then I was watching it, and like the same people were winning, over and over again. And like, for example, like I said, there was this one Tengu I bid on where it was, it wasn't much to get the ticket, so I bought all except for one, and because someone else jumped in and bought the one other ticket before me, and then that person won, and that was one of the people that had kept winning. Well, and it's just like, dang, and that I've seen it happen other times as well. So, I mean, I don't know if they're legit or not. I mean, if you do some search, that page was just one quick example I came up with. But I know on the old forums there was quite a few threads where people were posting up stuff that, got shut down, or the people got trolled into a submission by random characters. So I just say take it with a grain of salt, be careful, and try to do your own research, because there is information out there. I mean, they seem kind of shady to me and questionable to me, but I mean, I could be jaded. I've been playing EVE since 06. I don't know if you can hear, but I got a kitten crying in the background.
Oh, okay. Did you need to take off?
Oh, no worries.
Oh, okay. So...
I didn't know if my mic was picking it up or not.
Oh, not bad. So, I found that people who are more successful on here tend to put in multiple bids on items, and I don't tend to be one of those people. I tend to bid just once, and so I lose a lot. My statistics show that I have like a 12% win ratio. So, but
Yeah, I was seeing that you've lost more than you've won.
But at the same time, I've got, I still have, let's see, 583 million, 583 plus the 796 that I've won, and I deposited 1.1 billion. So I'm still up by 279 million. But I was down for a long time, so, So, okay, well, I'm just trying to think here. Of course, I like Blink in the fact that that it's something else to do with my ISK, and it's I actually used it in a very positive way the other day to win my +4 implants. I figured that I would just bid on them in here, and that I might end up paying around the same amount just based on the odds. And so, and I wanted those, and I actually got really lucky on that. I won both of them in a row, 2 in a row. So anyway, okay, so Wes, I'm going to issue you a challenge. Are you willing to accept a challenge here?
Sure, I guess.
Okay, Wes, I am going to message you 100 million ISK code for Summer Blink, and will you go deposit that in your account and see what you can win with that or lose and report back?
Sure, if you want. My name in the game is the same as my name in real life. Okay,
let's see here. There's a private message to you in TeamSpeak here, and then there's a special link here I'm giving you to. You got to use that link right there to get your credit. So anyway, I think that it'd be interesting to hear your experience, positive or negative. Blow it all on one roll or multiples. See what happens. Let us know. So.
Yeah, I had a positive and a negative feeling about it.
So, Bella, tell me your feelings about it.
Well,
I have a question.
Hold on. Hold on, Ink. So, Bella, continue.
Last week I won the 100 mil thing from you. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
I made, from that 100 million, I lost about 90 first before I got the hang of it, and I made it back to 500 mil.
But do you think, okay, you said something really interesting there, before I got the hang of it. Do you think that there is actually any skill involved in this, or is it all just luck?
It's partly luck as well, but you need to think about, well, do I really want to spend like X amount of millions on ships and on tickets, basically? Yeah. I tend to look at the buyout value and the ticket value and then say, well, maybe I'm going to just do 5 tickets and hopefully I win.
Yeah. Well, so let's see here. Yeah. Somebody else in chat was just now saying, what's the take that Summer Blink makes? And I think that's on their statistics page. I think they're pretty transparent about that. So, that's ISK currently on deposit. And then total ISK 1, total achievements credited. Actually, I don't know that it shows the total amount that has been deposited. But with any with any gambling, somebody in chat saying 32.5% for every blink, and with any gambling, there is not only the return or what they take, but there's all the operations of it, and I can tell you that Summer Blink has a huge crew working for them. They hire a lot of people in game to transport these items around and to provide the items for for all the winnings and stuff. I mean, I'm just amazed that even some of the stuff that I'm won, I'm like, yeah, ship it to me over here, and a couple hours later, it's there. That's been pretty incredible to me. So, Ink, what's on your mind?
Have you previously, in real life, gambled? Have you won? And how long ago was it?
Okay, so the answer is yes and no. So I have been to Vegas many times. I am not a gambling type of person, and I pretty quickly realized that I was just wasting my money. And there's some certain things about my rules for gambling. And my rules are that if I deposit $100 onto credit or whatnot, because all the casinos have these cards now, and it's all your money's on that card or whatever, and you put that into a machine, you got $100 and everything, and then if it's slots or whatever, I will play, and once I've gone through my initial deposit, I cash out whatever I have left. And by doing that, I end up with taking home some money sometimes. Usually I just lose a bunch of money, but I don't lose all of it. And because I don't reinvest my winnings, which is, I think, the worst thing that anyone can do in gambling is to reinvest your winnings. And so the fact of that is that I look at any money that I put into gambling as entertainment funds. And so instead of going to a movie or buying another game or whatever, I look at it as that is my entertainment funds that I'm spending there. And and that's just a small part of my budget. So now that's me, somebody who's not addicted to gambling. I realize that people do get addicted to gambling, and there's that side of it. The other side of it is that I'm really good at Texas Hold'em poker, and I have played 5, 6, 7 times at the casinos, and I have walked away with more money every single time. That's my thing. But I also have had pissed off players at me at the table because I'll sit down for 30 minutes and play. I'll be up in money and then I walk out, and other players consider that to be rude. But I consider it winning and walking away with my winnings. So people want a chance to win their winnings back. But overall, gambling is a detriment to society.
It's fun, and you pay for it.
Yeah, you got to treat it right, though, and you gotta you've got to really be I don't know. There are people who have addictive personalities who get addicted to all kinds of things, whether it's gambling, drinking, sex, drugs, video games. There are people who get addicted to their video games. None of us here resemble that remark. I would say that there's probably more of us here that are watching right now that are addicted to video games than those of us who are addicted to gambling.
Well, I treat gambling a bit different than normal people. I treat it as a boat.
A boat?
You don't rush it. You don't do it when it's a bad weather.
And
you don't take friends with you.
Oh, I see. So they can't...
And they will get drunk, they'll vomit on the boat, they might sink it, they might wreck it, they might steal it, and push you over the board.
Oh, goodness. What a positive view on life. So, yep.
I'm in the boat all the time.
You're in the boat all the time. Okay. So, okay, well, anyway, anybody else have any comments on this? If not, I've got our next thing.
I keep them secret.
You keep your gambling secret?
No. My thinking about Summer Bling.
Look at that! I just won. I've bid on 3 things here. Anyway, Okay, I want a ship. So now, Brian, you've won a bit. Now you've spent quite a lot too.
Yeah, I was currently investing 34 billion, and I got out 44 billion. So, but sometimes I really think, for example, the promo blinks in the last couple of days, you had this feeling that some players are really some rigged players. So that this is only a KI managed thing, because you have several times. Yesterday, for example, we had 2 or 3 people winning promo blinks twice in a row, and that's almost impossible, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Because, for example,
I mean, you saw me win twice in a row on a high ticket item the other day.
but I am talking about the promo blinks where you have 300 to 400 tickets, and winning twice in a row with a totally different number is, it looks suspicious, I must say.
Do you think that there's suspicion, like when you go to the casino? Do you think there's people who believe that maybe the casino is actually cheating?
I didn't thought about that, but I mean, maybe casinos are also rigged sometimes, even if they get controlled, etc.
I know in real life gambling establishments, there's the ones that are legal. There's usually oversight, and there's government oversight. They probably don't have that at Summer Blink, but you know, I feel like I'm a good judge of character, and I know a lot of the guys there, and I've not ever had any red flags or gut feeling that that they were ever being dishonest, and so it that's part of why I play here. And the fact that you guys now let me answer this question that you haven't asked yet. How much would you deposit, Markee, if it were your own money? And the answer is probably just a couple $100 million. The only reason I put in $1 billion was because you guys gave me $4 billion or so. People donated to me on the stream while I've been streaming, and so I decided to go ahead and put in $1 billion and try it. So anyway, okay. Well, so now I'm going to do something that I haven't done before, and I am going to do a drawing on the recording. So we have been so Summer Blink is a sponsor of this show, and let's give away 2 more of the 100 million ISK codes, and people can come back, can go try it and come back later and let us know how it went. And those of you on YouTube can see how we're doing it on the live stream, and how we do this. So you got to be a follower to win, and you got to be here right now. So those of you on YouTube have no chance, except in the video when this plays on the Markee Dragon channel, not the Markee Dragon gameplay, but the Markee Dragon channel. There will have been a code embedded somewhere in here that you just have to see, and write it down real quick and grab it. So that's how there'll be 2 codes given away on every video on the main Markee Dragon channel. 1 new account key and 1 Summer Blink 100 million ISK code. So, okay, everybody following that wants to get in here? Okay, we'll roll it. So, it's rolling. And Meob Freaks. And you guys can all complain at me right now about how this is rigged and that Meob paid me off or something. I'm probably pronouncing their name wrong. But, yeah, I thought that was funny. Maybe not everybody did. Okay, let me see if Meob here has won before. Nope, has not. So, okay. So Meob, I am writing you a message, and you shall be able to try it out, and you can come back and let us know in chat, or join the TeamSpeak and let us know how it went for you. I expect that, you know, if Summerblink is taking 32.5% or whatever, that that most of the time people are going to come back and say, out of 100 million, I won, you know, 70 something back, something like that. So, but other people will be more lucky. Okay, we'll draw for one more here, and here we go. Reloop, and I think that you haven't won that before. Nope, you have not. So very good. Okay, so that's it. That's it for this episode, and then for those of you watching live, don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to do some more drawings. And those of you on YouTube, you just have to wait for another video tomorrow. So be right back, everybody.